On February 3rd, 2025, Officer John Long of the Brighton Police Department stopped an individual named John who was walking down a street in Brighton, Colorado, wearing a face covering.
Sir, excuse me. Come over here. Come over here. No, come over here.
I'm heading over here.
What?
I'm heading over here.
Yeah, I want to talk to you real quick. Come on.
What?
You're wearing a black ski mask. It's 50 degrees outside. Come over here. Walk this way.
I'm going to the auto zone.
Okay, you're not walking there. Now you're going to talk to me.
You got something to arrest me for?
No, I've got reasonable suspicion to contact you, so come over here.
That's not reasonable suspicion.
Yes, it is.
No. I got a lawsuit going in Titusville.
Sure, we can work on a lawsuit.
No, they jumped me, bro. I was walking from my mama's house.
Okay.
And they jumped me. It's on YouTube, bro.
Let me tell you why I'm stopping you, okay? Because it's 50 degrees outside. You're clearly not cold because you're wearing a shirt. You're wearing a black ski mask walking down Bridge Street. You understand why that's kind of strange? It's not illegal, but I just want to figure out what's going on.
Privacy, right?
Sure, but it's also suspicious.
Only
it's
if
not
I was
normal.
being, but it's only illegal if I'm being ignorant or threatening to somebody. You understand?
Okay. I didn't say it was
correct or
illegal.
not?
I did not say it was illegal. I'm saying suspicious. That's why I'm
All right.
contacting
Well, I
you,
don't
okay?
want this contact.
Okay, you're not free to go yet because I got a couple things I got to ask you, okay? So, what's your name?
No. You could put on there like, jolly fat citizen.
No, that's not. Reasonable suspicion.
I'm on my way.
No, you're not going anywhere right now.
I'm on my way to right here.
Not right now?
Yes, I am, bro.
No, you're not.
Call your superior.
Not right
Call
now.
your superior.
I've got someone coming over to talk to me, so let me explain what I need from you. I need your name and your address and just what you're doing.
I'm up in the record this.
Sure, it's all being recorded from me too.
All right,
but
I'm gonna get the footage. I got it from Titusville, Florida. You can look it up on YouTube. I'll show you.
I don't want to look it up.
I'll show you this.
Okay, so what's your name? Do you have your ID on you by chance to make it easier?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the video. It's on Newsbreak as well.
I mean, I don't really want to see the video. I mean, I trust you.
But I'm just headed to get a part for my vehicle.
Okay.
It's none of your business, and I'm on my way.
Okay, so the reason I'm stopping is for reasonable suspicion. Okay?
You have to suspect me of a crime.
Okay.
Not just say
so
he
let me
looks,
explain,
or I assume
let me
he's got
explain
something.
why that's suspicious. Because it's 50 degrees outside.
How you doing, sir?
You're walking
I'm
around
going
with a
to the
ski
auto
mask
parts
on,
store for my
and you're
vehicle.
walking down Bridge
I got the
Street.
right to
You're
privacy.
clearly not cold because
there's
it's
nothing
50
wrong with me
degrees out. You're
walking
wearing a
on a
t-shirt.
public sidewalk.
So what is
I'm
your name?
Not being ignorant or frightening to people. You know what I'm saying? So other than the whole you're not allowed to wear a mask if you're being threatening. Then I'm fine. I'm just walking a public sidewalk to a store to buy.
Okay, I just explained to you what I contacted.
I don't need to give you my name.
You need to give me your name, your address, and what you're doing.
Your system asked you what was my name, but you could put Jolly Fat Citizen was not doing anything wrong.
I'm going to put you in handcuffs if you don't give me your name.
I'm going to show you the video in Titusville.
I don't want to see the video.
There's no reason for you to put me in handcuffs.
Because you're not identifying yourself.
Can you tell me what crime I committed?
I'm stopping you for reasonable suspicion.
No, you have to have a suspicion of a crime for me to identify. I looked up the Colorado deal. You have to suspect me of a crime. Suspect me of a crime. I'm walking from my vehicle that's down.
Do we know that?
I just told you that, and that's all you need.
No,
I have no.
Identify yourself.
I have to identify. I can tell you my first name, maybe.
Your first and last name.
But that's not going to help you with a crime that I haven't committed.
Okay.
You understand that? How would that help you with a crime that I haven't committed?
Okay, sir. At this point, I need your name, your address, and
you're going to take me to jail, right?
I don't want to put you in handcuffs. I don't need to.
I think.
All I want right now.
I know, but I kind of like you want the threatening portion of it, but you don't want to put me in jail because there's nothing to put me in jail.
I don't want to even handcuff you.
I'm going, man.
I just need to contact you for reasonable suspicion. I just need your name and your address.
This is the only way poor people can get money, man. You come snatch me up, take me to jail.
I don't want to put you in handcuffs.
Why?
Identify yourself to law enforcement.
For what suspicion of what crime? Where's the camera I'm talking to? You got one?
I got
one. Okay. All right. A suspicion of what crime? I'm walking on a public sidewalk, right? And that's not a crime. And there's no reason other than if I was threatening to somebody for you to worry about anything with my privacy. It's not IDF, Israeli Defense Force territory. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it, but I'm just headed this way. Have not done anything wrong, right? I just walked on the sidewalk from my vehicle that is down, and I'm trying to go fix it. I'm trying to go to the auto parts store.
I've explained to you what I need from you. Are you going to give me your first and last name and your address or not? Are you going to give me that or not?
Are you going to take me to jail?
I don't want to take you to jail. All I want is your name your address.
I'm done. I'm done. Because I'm
So you're not
trying to
gonna
get
tell me who
worked
you
up.
are?
I'm just trying to get. I'm getting worked
Are you
up.
sure you don't want to just tell me your name? Like that's all I want to do, and I can let you go if you just tell me your name, first and last name, and your
But
address.
that doesn't stop me from a crime that I haven't committed. That doesn't aid you in identifying a crime.
Okay, I'm gonna identify you either way. Is this okay? Okay.
We headed back this way?
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Y'all got a supervisor?
I do. He's not here. He's busy right now.
Oh, okay. Can you get him on the phone?
I'll let him know what's going on if you want to talk to him. Sure, I can do that.
Sure, thank you, sir.
Anytime you face my wheel right here. 6-1 code 5 with the mail. Do you have anything on you I need to know that's gonna hurt me, stick me, poke me?
I
Needles? Nothing like that?
I got a tablet, a phone. I'm using to look at the YouTube videos how to fix my vehicle.
Okay.
I'm finna leave stranded because you taking me, kidnapping me, right? And
So nothing's
I got
drugs?
vaporizers, and that's it. No,
Okay.
I think I got money and probably I might got maybe my debit card on me because it's illegal to be around here without currency, right? Y'all gonna snatch me up, but it's not, you know. I might have a screwdriver that's
You realize we could avoid it all this stuff.
but I don't have an address for a name fully. You know what I mean?
So
I
you-
haven't committed any crime.
You have no name.
I have a name, but why do I have to give it to? What crime did I commit?
Okay, in Colorado, we're allowed to stop someone
For a
if we
crime.
believe, if we
For-
have reasonable suspicion
Of what
that a crime.
crime?
Listen,
Sir,
just listen to me.
just
Don't
tell
interrupt
me,
me.
bro.
Just let me talk.
Tell me what
Okay, then
crime.
don't interrupt me and I'll explain it to you, okay? Just don't interrupt me and I'll explain it all to you, okay? If you have
It
questions,
better
then
work
ask me.
though. What you
Okay.
saying better work.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so in Colorado, we can stop someone if we have reasonable suspicion based on articulable circumstances that there has been, will be, or could be in the future a crime committed.
All right,
So
and
based
neither
on,
of you
so
here.
just let me
I've
keep this-
already.
Just don't interrupt me. Let me keep going, okay? Okay. So based on the articulable reason of you're walking down Bridge Street with a ski mask on, when
not
it's not
illegal.
that cold. No, it's not illegal. But based on
Thank
the
you.
fact that we have a high crime area right here on Bridge Street,
But
you're
just
not
wanna
cold
snatch me. You won't
and you're
take my
wearing the
word.
ski mask.
But I'm headed to
And
the
then
store, bro,
because
to
of-
fix my
just
vehicle.
let
You don't
me
want me
keep
to fix my vehicle.
Just let me keep
You
talking.
want to
Just don't
tow
interrupt me
it.
and I'll explain it to you. I don't want to tow you. You don't even know where your car is.
You want to take me to jail too?
I don't want to take you to jail.
Well, then why don't you leave me alone and you can investigate by
going
looking at
to.
me go to my store.
I was
and then
literally
you can
just trying to-
investigate by watching me go to my car. Make
was
sure the
gonna
camera
just
gets this. You can investigate
name and your
by
address.
watching me go. I don't have an address.
Can you spread your feet for me? Fine, if you said you're transient, that's
what
fine.
I'm saying, dog. This is you.
Officer Long argues that he had reasonable suspicion to detain and identify John based on his attire. As we have discussed many times before here on ATA, the Supreme Court determined in the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio that officers may stop and detain individuals based on reasonable articulable suspicion of criminal activity. Section 16-3-103 of the Colorado Revised Statutes codifies this authority, and also empowers officers to require Terry detainees to give their name and address, identification, and an explanation of their actions. However, under the protections of the Fourth Amendment, this authority to detain and identify only exists when an officer has reasonable suspicion to believe that the citizen has committed or is about to commit a crime. Here, the only evidence that Officer Long had to detain John was that he was wearing a face covering on a warm day and that he was allegedly in a so-called high crime area. Now, while courts look to the so-called totality of the circumstances in order to determine if reasonable suspicion exists, and the fact that an event may have an innocent explanation does not necessarily defeat a conclusion of reasonable suspicion, it is unlikely that a court would conclude that Officer Long had sufficient evidence to detain and identify John under these circumstances.
Yes.
I wouldn't have anything illegal on me.
So you have to realize
somebody
that-
else's name.
You have to realize in our day-to-day, we get people
I got this.
all
I got
day,
a
every day,
lawsuit
okay?
in Florida going about this, man. Because it's my right to privacy, and I look like a bum, and that's none of your business, you know. So you're right, none of your concern, anything like that.
I'm going to take your mask off, okay?
Oh, why you taking my mask off?
So I can see who you are. I'm not going to have you in the back of my car.
Bro, this is all illegal, bro. I should headbutt y'all right here in the face, bro. I'm telling you, on camera, man, they're literally kidnapping
No
me.
stats, no addition.
Bro, please bring the supervisor. Y'all literally taking me in because you want to, bro. I'm literally trying to fix my car, man. Crazy, man. I don't know none of my people's phone numbers, dog. You gonna give me my phone to give you that? Whatever, man. What's your name?
Officer Long.
Yeah, man, officer. Thanks for kidnapping me. Thanks for kidnapping me, sir.
The card just is a gift card, so there's no name on it. So
Okay.
that's the best.
Okay. Let's look him up in here. We'll see if we can find anything. It's John, right? Do you want to talk to my supervisor? He's right here, actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll go get him for you, okay?
We have a debit card to try to identify this person.
He doesn't want to talk to you, too.
He wants to.
Hey, John, can I get you out of here, okay?
Sorry.
So, want to face this? I'm going to hit the handcuffs off you, okay? Am I holding that?
Pretty sure I just. Hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw you. Hold on.
Okay. This is my supervisor, by the way, Sergeant Morowski.
Hey, what's up, man? Is it John? John, I just ran your information. You're in a Green Ranger parked over off of Miller. You were abandoned the car over at Walmart yesterday. Not yesterday.
Yeah, I stay in the back room.
Right. But then today, you were parked over there, and now it's just parked over there off Miller, isn't it?
Did y'all tell him what I told y'all?
No, I
I'm
did
going
not.
here to the auto parts store to fix it.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I work right here.
All right.
Right there.
Sounds
So,
good. Go ahead. Just read your feet for me.
Yeah, I told them that.
Just read your feet for me. Okay.
It's not illegal. And there's no crime. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that, sir. I'm just saying, it's a tense thing you do, bro.
I know.
You know?
All you do is just tell me your name.
You make like 3-4 times the average manager, bro, around here. And nobody can achieve anything more than being a manager a lot of times, you know, in life.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Look at me.
Yeah.
So you gotta turn around. Do you understand?
Hang my mask, please.
You know what? It's all
Hold
good.
on.
Thank you, sir.
You know what the building is that's next over here?
Well, I'm walking
Just
down the
hold on.
public
You know-
sidewalk.
you know what
need
the
to know
next
every video. I'm not here to know every,
I understand, but do you
every
understand why
building
the-
that I'm walking
Just
upon
hear me
is
out.
going
Just let me
to from
finish.
one point to
Let
another,
me finish
sir.
up. Literally last week, we had the exact same scenario. Where
Your
a guy-
camera's on too, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got this Castle Rock. I was door dashing in Castle Rock. Their supervisor apologized to me, told me to make sure I can still door dash there.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with having a mask. In Titusville, Florida, I got it on YouTube, man. I was just walking from my mother's house with a radio and a backpack full of waters, and I was taken into custody, threatened with arrest with the same thing, man. But I'm on a public sidewalk. You know, they tried to say I was bending down in the bushes, but the city hadn't cut the grass. So when I was getting my water bottles and switching my radio, you know, it looked as it looked, you know. But,
Fair enough. And I
understand?
totally get you, man.
But
so hold on. So I just don't want him. When he's driving along and you're coming up on two schools right here, like two a middle school and a high school.
It's not illegal. If I was a young person with religious points of views, y'all acting like the IDF doesn't help anybody, brother.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Sergeant Drew Merlowski arrives on the scene and releases John. While discussing the situation with John, Sergeant Merlowski points out that John was walking towards two schools when Officer Long stopped him. Now, while Section 18-9-112 of the Colorado Revised Statutes makes it a petty offense to, quote-unquote, loiter within 100 feet of school grounds with the intent to interfere with or disrupt the school program or to interfere with or endanger school children, absent some evidence of this intent, such as surveillance of children or attempts to enter school property, an individual's proximity to a school is not inherently suspicious. Here, John was simply walking down the street, and a court would likely find that the fact that he happened to be walking near two schools, even when combined with the fact that he was wearing a ski mask in a so-called high crime area, was insufficient to give rise to reasonable suspicion. Although the location being near a school might heighten an officer's subjective concern, John's objective behavior did not suggest any specific threat to the school.
100% right.
All right. I'm just making sure, bro. And literally, I spoke fluidly, you know, and I articulated what I was doing to a point that I didn't need to. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
I
I gotta tell you though.
about the two schools.
Congratulations,
bro.
even when you
schools, bro.
Hold on. Even when you're walking here with the mask, that's one thing. But you parked outside of a liquor store over there.
I work at in that building. Okay, I work I told your officer yesterday. Some guy with black hair underneath, a young man, black hair.
Okay, Okay.
He saw me and asked me questions that didn't need to be asked. Where do I live? None of his business. I told him I worked there, you know. Last night during my shift, I got gas and hit E85 and put it in my vehicle. My troubles seem to, you know, follow me on a public path to fix my shit, and then now y'all jumping me and kidnapping me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Kidnapping one
Detaining me for no reason is damn near kidnapping, bruh. You know, even if you would like to try to create one, a school in proximity of a school, that's kind of ridiculous, you know? Kind of to a point. You could follow and investigate. You would have saw me, like I told you, you would have saw me go there. They would have saw me jog to my mother's house. They would have saw me drink my water out of my backpack, no gun. The 911 call didn't even say I had a gun. She just thought, oh, it's just suspicious, so I want to, you know, I'd rather call in, and they're like, oh, it's better safe than sorry, and then told me I had a gun. I told them I didn't have a gun. The 911 caller, it's all on YouTube.
Oh.
No, this is all it's Titusville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was, and even if you suspected what you thought is right, that's not enough. I'm telling you, an anonymous call is also not enough. You know what I mean?
Well,
I can't even walk a public road as I wish. I have to know a little something, you know?
John argues that an anonymous call is insufficient grounds for a Terry stop detention. As we discussed earlier in this episode, police officers may conduct an investigatory detention when they have reasonable suspicion to believe that an individual is involved in criminal activity. Although an anonymous tip alone rarely is sufficient to provide the reasonable suspicion necessary for a Terry stop, the Supreme Court held in the 1990 case of Alabama versus White that an anonymous tip can create reasonable suspicion when it exhibits quote-unquote sufficient indicia of reliability to justify an investigatory stop. In the White case, the anonymous tipster predicted a suspect's future behavior, and the police corroborated these details before making the stop, which the court concluded made it reasonable for the officers to rely on the tipster's apparent inside information. However, in the 2000 case of Florida versus JL, the Supreme Court determined that an anonymous tip that an individual was carrying a gun was insufficient to establish reasonable suspicion when the tipster described the individual's appearance, but did not provide any predictive information that would allow police to test the informant's knowledge or credibility. Accordingly, Supreme Court precedent establishes that anonymous tips are treated with caution, and while an anonymous tip rarely creates reasonable suspicion on its own, additional circumstances suggesting that the tip is reliable may authorize officers to conduct a Terry stop based on an anonymous call. Of course, it is highly unlikely that Officer Long had reasonable suspicion to detain John, regardless of whether or not he was responding to an anonymous call.
So, but you can think about the schools. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. So are you trying to get down to where?
I'm trying to fix and move on before y'all can't get me no more, man.
Do you need a ride?
No, sir. I'm gonna hit this AutoZone, see if they got a hose I can use, or whichever one.
Okay, there's this one. There's a Napa halfway down the right.
The
O'Reilly's as well.
Yeah, I had to do my drum brakes, and same scenario. That's why I thought it would be okay, man.
Okay. You know that I'm just gonna throw this out there. You know that we've now talked to you.
Yes, sir.
You know somebody's gonna keep calling us, right?
Right, but you know
they're gonna keep calling us, right?
Especially if you walk into AutoZone wearing a ski mask, like you understand why that's like weird for them. Yeah. They're like working behind the counter.
65 degrees up.
I live like this, man. So you know, I walked into O'Reilly's and everything like that too. You know, I could pull it down and be sociable. You know what I'm saying? And there's no problem with that.
I understand.
You know, but right here, when you see how bright it is, the cameras will be able to see that the Eskimos used to use this technology to be able to see far distance safely, like this. You know what I'm saying? When the bright shit is out, you know. So it's just too much, man. I don't have to tell y'all so much, man. Okay. I apologize for making y'all scared, but I'm really not. No, junkie trying to do nothing. No. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I got a lot of wrapped up, man.
There's a combination between seeing you outside the liquor store. I have no idea if you work there, but I'm telling you, when you say there's no crime, what he can say is that based on the actions and it being so
outside of the liquor store,
grossly disproportionate to what we see
because of the temperature. That's ridiculous. Because of the temperature, you know, religious points of view and also medical reasons, we can cover up or not cover up depending on what.
Are you claiming either of those things?
That's neither. I don't have to.
Okay.
That's a fact, right?
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right,
sir.
man.
Thanks, John.
Good luck.
The officers allowed John to leave without further incident. Very little information is available about this interaction, and it is unknown whether John filed a complaint or intends to pursue legal action. Overall, Officer Long gets an F for effectuating a detainment under extremely questionable circumstances, utterly failing to conduct any meaningful investigation before demanding ID, and for demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of how reasonable suspicion works. The sole basis for the stop was that John was wearing a ski mask in what Officer Long described as a high-crime area. While courts have long recognized that context matters, attire and location, without more, do not create the individualized suspicion required to justify a detention under Terry v. Ohio. John was not loitering, not trespassing, and not exhibiting behavior consistent with any specific criminal offense. Rather than assess his conduct, Officer Long defaulted to demanding ID and pressing for compliance without identifying any criminal predicate. His failure to observe, question, or even attempt to investigate beyond superficial impressions demonstrates a clear lack of understanding regarding the concept of reasonable suspicion. The anonymous tip that Officer Long referenced provided no predictive information and was never corroborated, rendering it essentially meaningless. Even after John calmly asserted his rights and asked for clarification, Officer Long refused to reevaluate the basis for the stop, opting instead to escalate the situation through persistence and assumption. And although Sergeant Merlowski ultimately allowed John to leave, his attempt to rationalize the stop echoes Officer Long's same flawed logic of substituting proximity and appearance for evidence. This interaction is a clear example of what happens when training fails to instill a working knowledge of constitutional standards, and when officers substitute instinct for investigation. Stops like these don't just violate the law, they erode public trust and dramatically increase the likelihood of unnecessary conflict. John gets an A+ for calmly asserting his rights under pressure, passively refusing to comply with an unlawful detention, and for demonstrating a clear understanding of the legality of the situation. At no point did John become combative, disrespectful, or erratic, and he repeatedly asked Officer Long to articulate the legal basis for the stop, which the officer utterly failed to do. John correctly recognized that neither his attire nor his proximity to schools, nor the presence of a so-called high-crime area created a lawful basis for detainment. He challenged the stop without escalating the interaction, made it clear he was willing to risk arrest to stand on principle, and effectively turned the encounter into a prime example of the overreach that prompted it. John demonstrated a rare ability to remain calm and collected, and complied with commands that he believed were unlawful while also offering valid criticisms of the officer's conduct. While it could be argued that John should have invoked his right to remain silent, his ability to clearly articulate his points and dismantle the suspicion of the officers was commendable, and likely served him well in this interaction. John's detention is also remarkably similar to a high-profile incident that occurred in Aurora, Colorado in 2019, where 23-year-old Elijah McClain was killed by police after he was detained for wearing a ski mask on a warm August night in a so-called high-crime area. In July of 2020, an independent investigation was launched, and investigators determined that the initial detention of Mr. McClain, which officers claimed was because he was acting quote-unquote suspicious, was wearing a mask and waving his arms, and was in an area with a quote-unquote high crime rate, was not supported by reasonable suspicion that he was engaged in criminal activity. Accordingly, it is highly likely that a court would find that the detention of John under comparable circumstances was also not based on reasonable suspicion, and therefore that John was under no legal obligation to identify himself. In addition to what was mentioned earlier, this interaction also highlights how confidently asserting your rights, even in the face of unlawful police conduct, can expose abuse of authority without inviting unnecessary escalation, and steer the interaction in a favorable direction for the citizen. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.